just like that, they were rolling.
It wasn't just like that.
Yeah. It was, it wasn't, it took a long time to get to where we are.
Don't just say shit. You mean it.
Don't just fucking make shit up, dude.
People will believe you.
The Blues are the 2019 Stanley Cup champs, all right? Don't just make that up.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah. That will live in history.
Dude, I beat Jedi Fallen Order last night.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was great, honestly. The last boss took me several hours to beat.
So soon after you got the double-sided lightsaber.
So soon. Well, no, I was just playing it like a shit ton. Like the double-sided lightsaber is at the end of like the second Kashyyyk level. And then you go to
second Kashyyyk level?
Yeah, you go back to Kashyyyk, dude.
Ridiculous.
I'll be diddled, dude.
A different environs or the same like
different agriculture across the universe.
A different biome on the Kashyyyk.
Yeah, different biosphere. Yeah, you go back to the second Kashyyyk level, and then you unlock that. Like I had just beaten, or I was about to fight a big ass thing. Whoa. Basically, they give you that. You're at the end of the second Kashyyyk level. They give you that double-sided lightsaber, and then you fight the second sister or the ninth sister, whichever one it is. It's this big fucking woman with like it's an inquisitor with huge armor. Yeah, it's illegal to say that now. And she's got a double-sided lightsaber. Okay. And you have a boss battle. And that one was tricky. And then you have the rest of that Kashyyyk level. Then you go to Dathomir, where Darth Maul's from. You play through a level there. Spiky then you get run out by zombies from that level. Then you fly over to Ilum, which is the Jedi temple. Ilum. And then you get a new lightsaber, so you can choose a new crystal color. And
Hyper crystal.
And then you escape that. You go back to Dathomir. You beat a boss there that's also pretty difficult. And I was like, oh, this guy's difficult. But then you go from there, and then it's like, all right, we got to go to High Inquisitorius. Which is, this is all just like made up, shit. But you go to this planet where they train the Inquisitors.
No, this is real.
Yeah. Yeah, reality. And then at the end of that level, you fight the boss.
That's the place that is in the Obi-Wan show.
I guess so. I think there's overlap in the Obi-Wan show. There's also
Ooby Noob.
I forget the name of it, but Forrest Whitaker's character from Rogue One's in this game also. This game takes place 10 years before Battle of Yavin, so it's like Luke's like probably 5 years old during this.
Okay. Yavin 4.
And then so you beat the main boss, which took me several hours to beat. She was fucking. I mean, it was like Dark Souls level boss. Like she had so many moves, and then I finally realized how to beat her, which was like you don't go up to her and like try to parry everything she does because she's too fast. You just wait for the moments where she tries to kill you, and she's just like, oh, and then you hit her. So I figured out how to finally beat her. After a couple hours, but it took me like 2 days of like, all right, let me set this down. I'll come back to it. Yeah, it was tough. And then after that level, dude, spoilers. I don't know if you care about spoilers for a Star Wars video game.
You can spoil it.
Okay. Spoilers for anyone else. You can skip 2 minutes ahead if you don't want this spoiled. But you beat the second sister, and then fucking Darth Vader comes out of nowhere. Wow. And then you try and fight him for like 20 seconds, and then he just like is like, what the fuck are you doing? And just grabs you with the force. And then you like force pull like a fucking pipe down to like disrupt him. And then he's just chasing after you. But it's this cool sequence where Darth Vader is literally like, yeah, he's the most powerful Sith in the galaxy. Like you're running out of a door and there's like this giant chamber door coming down. He just goes and it goes like that, and like it's fucked up. And he's like just throwing a bunch of metal shit at you. Like he's a badass in this game.
Nice.
So that was cool.
Coming to get you.
Yeah. He's coming to get you. And so once you beat that, the whole game kind of opens up and you can go replay any world you've been in to unlock secrets and tricks.
Build your skill tree.
Yeah. Build your skills. So I'm really happy with that game. I'm glad I actually went back and beat it. It was hard, but it was fun. And it makes me want to play like Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne and shit. And I hope they make a sequel to it. In fact, are they?
Are they going to make another Star Wars video game where you can play as a Jedi? There's no chance.
Wait, Respawn reveals... Wait, what? There's a teaser trailer for it already? Holy shitballs. Respawn reveals Star Wars Jedi Survivor, its sequel to Fallen Order. Interesting. It's just a little teaser trailer, but this shit looks epic. Yeah, I definitely am interested.
You said you fought the second sister or whatever. Did she have like a double-sided
she did
guy?
She did have a double-sided guy. In
the cartoons, like way later in the it might not even be like a Clone Wars one, like maybe it was like Rebels or something. But there's I saw a clip and they take their lightsabers and they spin them really fast and they use them as like helicopter blades and they fly with them.
It's kind of dumb, to be honest.
No, dude,
that's actually cool. Yeah,
it's actually sick.
Yeah, dude.
Think about it.
If you think about it, it's actually cool, dude.
It makes sense because it's light, so you can propel yourself with it.
Yeah, it's a sheer beam of light, which
has mass, So
yeah, dude, for sure.
Can pick up a human body or more.
Makes sense. Yeah, it looks like it says we're leveraging advanced technology to create more dynamic Jedi combat and cinematic storytelling to expand on Cal's story as he matures and survives during the dark times. We can't wait to share more about the game with the world later this year, and that was in May, so we'll see. Frankly, what they're talking about. Yeah, it's just a solid game. I'm not gonna lie. And then I've just moved on to Ghost of Tsushima.
Nice. You can beat that next.
Which is good. It's it's fun. It's dope.
It's Japanese.
It's like it's all in Japan or something. That game's good. The combat feels a little hollow sometimes in comparison to something like God of War or Jedi Fallen Order. It feels a little bit too easy sometimes.
Like you just cut through fools?
Yeah. You just kind of like
melted butter.
You just dodge, you parry, you slice them up. So what's cool is there's like 4 types of enemies. There's swordsmen, there's shield guys, there's spear guys, and then there's brute guys who are big motherfuckers that have any kind of weapon.
Big brute. Yeah.
You switch your stance by holding R2 and pressing like square, triangle, circle, X. To switch your blade to a different stance. You're fighting to a different stance, which gives you like a totally different attack style. And basically when you do a strong attack, triangle, it breaks their block, it breaks their defense, and then you can just slice them up. So if you're fighting like 4 different guys that are 4 different stances required, you gotta like switch different stances. And so it makes you attack them in all these different ways. And you're constantly like clicking on the fly which stance you want to be in. That's really badass. But it's just like at the end of the day, every guy is so easy to kill. That's the problem.
Even on hard difficulty?
I'm on medium, so maybe that would benefit from it, but it's not like I don't know. It's just it's a cool game though. The presentation is amazing. Like the environment, the open world is amazing. The graphics are incredible. The story's pretty good too. So I'm gonna try and beat that one next.
Right.
The vibes are on point.
Yeah. That sounds nice. Yeah. It sounds like Demon Slayer, sort of how they have all their different sword techniques. Or I guess they're like breathing techniques. He's like water breathing, second form, rushing river or whatever. And then he just does a
Rushing
insane
river.
move. Yeah. And then thunder breathing and fire breathing, which is different than flame breathing.
Different than flame breathing. Don't mix it up.
Lest we confuse them. Yeah, they're not the same.
Lest we get confused. Frankly, they're not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
Anyways, dude,
You got to watch that, by the way. So we can talk about it.
for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
You got to put down the video games, dude.
Yeah.
You got to put more time towards actual.
I've been playing a lot of video games and watching movies.
Mm.
That's been my two big things.
Dude, I was doing, like probably, I guess July, I was like watching just a shit ton of anime. I ripped through Attack on Titan.
I still got to finish My Hero Academia.
My Hero Academia, One Punch Man. I finished all those. And then August, I watched, what was it, like 23 or like 24 movies,
Mm-hmm.
And this month, it's been a bunch of like shows, like watching House of Dragon, Rings of Power. I guess it's just those two, but
yeah. You been watching Better Call Saul or?
No, I want to though. I was just talking to my buddy. I was like, I need to watch Sopranos and Better Call Saul.
Dude, Sopranos is long, but it's good. It's really solid. You'd probably rip through Sopranos.
Yeah, is it like hour long episodes,
super,
right?
Yeah,
it's
but
HBO,
it's super entertaining. Like,
yeah.
I've been trying to. I haven't recently, but I've started Breaking Bad again.
Yeah, I
so
saw
I'm like
that.
a couple episodes into that.
You sent us a snappy of that.
Yeah. But dude, Warzone 2 is upon us. Are you going to play that off PC or PlayStation, or how are you planning to do that?
Personal computer for sure.
And then, but with the controller, right? That's kind of what you do.
Probably. I just could never get the.
Like, do you play Warzone anymore, or?
Yeah.
And when you do, how do you play it with a controller?
Yeah. But
you
maybe
get one of those fucking what are they
Scuff?
called? Scuffs, yeah.
Scuffy, yeah. I've thought about it. I got the bumpers, or the paddles, but having more paddles would be nice.
Being more padded up.
But it might be a good time to start mouse and keyboard,
Maybe
I'm
not. Some people
also,
fire
maybe
with the controller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. And I'm probably gonna get the actual game so that I can like grind out the whatever meta weapons are in at the time,
Yeah.
Because like right now I'm just, obviously I haven't given them a cent or that much of my time since my account got hacked. So I've just been running with what I got, and I don't have the crossbow, which I had maxed out, and I don't have any of the snipers that are good, and it's just like, so I'm just using the same old shit. And it kind of sucks because none of my guns are meta, so I just get clapped all the time. Yeah, so kind of frustrating.
This new one looks interesting. I think the thing I was shocked about, I maybe shouldn't have been this shocked, but the thing I was shocked about from seeing the multiplayer and the Warzone 2 footage is how much the same it looks as Modern Warfare 1. And that's fine because, like, Modern Warfare 3 was really good, and that was basically like a improvement on Modern Warfare 2. Mm-hmm. Like, it was like the same everything, but it was just like some slight tweaking, and that turned out to be a really good game. So that doesn't really worry me, but it is just like, damn, okay, this is just Call of Duty. Sweet. Like, all the trailers and everything. There hasn't been anything that's made me be like, I gotta play this. I've never played a game like this. Like,
right.
It just kind of looks like Modern Warfare 1.
The only thing I saw that looked different was like the UI in the Warzone was different. It was like bigger boxes, kind of up higher on the screen and stuff like that. But overall, it looked. I like the graphics, and I was watching it on my phone though, so who knows? Mm-hmm. But it does look a lot the same. But the cool thing is how they're going to change the gameplay. Like, they're going to have circles now, like the final circles. I don't know if this will be all the time or what the situation is, but it'll be like 3 final circles, right? Right. And then they'll slowly start coming together to form the final circle.
Yeah, man. And I think that's a cool thing. The thing that's blowing my mind is that they're doing this third person mode.
For real?
Have you not seen any of that?
Basically, I've seen that, but I just thought people were hacking. I've you sent me videos of people clapping fools on.
Well, that was on Warzone 1. That was on Warzone 1, which I think was like an addition that they made. But with multiplayer and Warzone 2, it seems like, at least with multiplayer, it's looking like you can that's a baked into the game now, is you can do third person, which is going to completely fuck this game up. Like, yeah, if you're able to just see around corners and shit.
I don't know.
Because it goes from like, here, I'll just drop in the chat this fucking video I'm watching right now. It goes from third person and then you ADS to first person, like aim down sight. Mm-hmm. So it's very
jarring.
Yeah, it's very different, but it's like for pro players that want that map awareness.
Yeah, I mean,
they're not going to switch back to first person mode. Like, they're going to be third person and then zooming in like it's fucking Fortnite. So it's pretty crazy, dude. It's just some crazy implications. It's making the game look a lot different,
Right, it looks like Fortnite.
Yeah.
Being in that third person. That's weird.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know if I like it.
I don't know if I like that either, but it's probably what's going to be happening from now on. I think people are mostly going to play third person. Like, I truly believe that, because it's an advantage. Why wouldn't they?
Massive.
Everyone's so goddamn competitive. They don't give a fuck. Like for a first person shooter, adding a third person element, that completely changes the game, because the whole point of a first person shooter is peeking. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have to peek, then you're fucked. Then then it's just like, makes it way more arcadey. But fuck it. I'm probably not going to play in third person. Maybe I will, but I enjoy the first person experience.
I do too. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there won't be like. You really think that's just going to be allowed in every game type?
I don't know, but imagine.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, it's like, you think that's going to be allowed in every single game type at all levels of competitive play? It's like, I don't fucking know. Like, that's not what I'm saying, but I'm saying if it is allowed, motherfuckers are going to use it because it's a huge advantage.
Sure. Can you switch? Oh yeah, you can switch from left to right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't you use that if you're a pro player and you want to see around corners and shit? Literally the biggest advantage ever.
Yeah, dude, yeah. That's this guy. He's just like abusing it, just like getting right up next to a wall.
Of course.
Like, turning the camera slightly. Yeah.
Yeah. Being able to see around cover. I mean, it's like Gears of War. Although I do love Gears of War. But Gears of War is also permanent third person, basically.
Right. And it's like, I don't know, it makes it super cool. Like when you're running, like, and you crouch low and the camera gets all like wobbly and you're like,
right.
I don't know. Like it,
yeah,
it really does it.
And what's funny is that video I sent you is Nick Merckx, and he started playing video games. He started competitive in Gears of War, I think. So it's funny that he's always been a third person guy, like Gears of War, Splinter Cell, Fortnite, and then he got into Modern Warfare and Apex. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
He's just standing up next to the corner of a wall and like just right up next to the wall, so his guy's like pointing at a brick, but he's like, he can see all the way down the hallway.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. So the implications of that are very interesting. We'll fucking see. We'll fucking see what happens. But yeah, Warzone 2. Wait, what? Cheating Nadia's career-ending performance at Modern Warfare 2 LAN event. There's this girl named Nadia who is if anyone listening to Welcome Boke knows about this shit or has any info about this, there's this girl named Nadia who's a streamer that I see on TikTok all the time. She's like, you guys keep saying I'm cheating, but then watch me do clips like this in real time on my live. And then she gets like a quad feed or something. She like kills a team on Warzone or whatever. So it's like, but people are saying she's cheating, and I'm like, why are y'all saying she's cheating? Like, it's like the one popular girl Fortnite streamer, and you're saying she's cheating. That's not like on FaZe or something like that. And I'm wondering, like, is she really cheating? Because it's like, I just keep seeing so many videos like, yeah, she's cheating because she sucks at the game in real life and all this shit. So it's very weird. If anyone's listening knows about that shit, let me know what y'all think.
It's kind of easier to tell when someone's cheating, I feel like, once you know what to look for, because like they'll pre-aim and, you know,
Right.
their movements won't make sense to, you know, like it'd be like, why are you, you know,
Right.
I don't know. It just seems obvious now that I've seen a bunch of, I watch like Stone Mountain's videos sometimes, and he'll have like hacked or cracked, you know, and he'll like watch a guy that killed him, and you know, dude will be pre-aiming corners and shit like that. It usually is pretty obvious.
Yeah,
Sorry.
this Warzone 2 map though looks pretty cool. It would be cool if they could just like, I think what's cool about it is it seems like you the buy, I wonder if they're taking away custom classes, period, from Warzone. Well, think about it. Because I was looking at I was looking at some footage of it, and it looked like you can buy which gun you want, and they cost different. It's almost like Counter-Strike where you can like purchase which gun you want. And I'm thinking, and I'm like, that would actually make more sense than buying a custom class, because then everyone pays the same amount to just get a completely perfect class. Like the class they want. Everyone's using the same weapon. So if like certain weapons cost more, you got to do well to get those weapons first. So it's like, I don't know, that could be cool. It would be cool if they, what'd you say?
I'm not opposed to that, you know?
It would be cool if they made this game a little bit more like PUBG-ish. Like it's a little bit more like, a little less arcadey, a little less like you have your, resurgence or whatever the fuck it's called, where it's like you come back to life or whatever, but then like have like, you know, the big map, like, you know, long skirmishes amongst small teams, like that type of shit, where it's not just like run and gun, you get killed instantly. Like make it more like it's like a real open world battlefield. That would be cooler. They can facilitate that rather than it just being like, I don't know. It just to make the game more exciting and make the encounters more dynamic. I think that could be cool. But
that's kind of how like Warzone originally was. You know?
Like Blackout.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more like that. But
I just play Rebirth these days, to be honest. Yeah. Just because I'm like, I want more.
You want more chances at bat,
more encounters, more trigger time, as they call it. You know, it's the only way you're going to get better.
Right.
Dude, I freaking bit the cool. inside of my cheek.
Oh, it's like the fucking worst. When did you do that?
Yeah.
When did you do that?
I don't know. Maybe in my sleep or something, because I don't know.
What were you dreaming about?
You don't want to know.
Tony, shut the fuck up real quick, actually.
You really don't want to know what I was dreaming about.
You don't want to know what my nightmares are like, man. Hey, I forgot about something, to be quite honest.
Oh, really? You don't usually do that.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty on point.
You're like an elephant.
Yeah. Why?
Because you're big.
Yeah, why say that? Yeah, dude, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to forget some shit. It's really embarrassing.
Have a hard time believing that.
That it's really embarrassing, or that what part of it?
All the above.
I forgot to introduce. I forgot to introduce the podcast. Holy fuck! Shit. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, it is Monday, September 19th, 2022. We're at the last quarter of this year. Very exciting. Welcome to another episode of Woken Boke. That's right. Episode 154 to be quite exact. I am one of your hosts, Connor Boyd. You may know me as Moschino Dorito from TikTok. You may know me as myself from Jaded Forum. this is another podcast I do. If you watch that show, this is another one that I do. And I'm usually joined by my best friends from the great Gateway to the West, St. Louis, Missouri, where we are all originally from. Not joining us today due to some rock and roll engagements, due to work, is Max Sansa. He is typically, he's actually the only person out of three of us that lives in St. Louis. And he is a town legend and a phenomenal drummer and a really sweet boy and deserves to get his dick sucked, you know, as they say. Mm-hmm. So he can't be joining us. He's too busy working, but that is totally fine because now we get to do an episode that he gets to listen to. And he's probably been bored to tears by the first part of this because it was all about Warzone. But who fucking cares? We're also joined by the tall, the tyrannical, the titanium, Tony motherfucking Hair Up is here, baby. Tony, what's up, man? You're in a purple blue room right now.
I had a really good Friday. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Well, I was out running an errand, picking up some stuff. And on my way back, I stopped at the gas station to get an energy
Rhino
drink.
sex pill? Oh, sorry. An energy drink?
An energy drink.
An enema?
And, lo and behold, the favorite of mine, the Roman Atwood flavored G Fuel, was at a gas station that I never go to. There were two of them. And I found it. And I picked it up. And now Roman Atwood's sweet tropical juices are flowing through my veins.
Great, dude. I'm fucking disturbed that it's Roman like, who the fuck is that? I just looked this up.
Roman Atwood, dude. You don't know?
A prankster, it seems.
One of the top 5 pranksters from the 2009 to 2014 YouTube prank era.
Wow, that sounds fucking horrible.
You got Vitali. You got
Killing My Kid prank. A prank called Killing My Own Kid prank. Posted on November 30th, 2014 and currently has over 50 million views.
Sheesh.
Great. All right, well, that's exciting for you.
Look, so it was a good weekend.
That's awesome, man. Look, folks, every week we join one another. We get together and we catch up on the latest in shit like video games, okay? Current events sometimes, rarely, but sometimes. Movies, music, manga, anime, and a whole lot more, folks. It's usually a lot of video games and TV and movies. But you know what? We cover all those a lot of the times. You can subscribe to us. Absolutely. Absolutely, if you want to. You can subscribe to us on YouTube. You can follow us on Spotify if you're not already doing so.
To 1,000 subs on YouTube. Help us get there.
Man, we must be creeping exceptionally slow. Because we're several hundred out from that. But
we're like 200 out.
Okay.
We're at like 788 or something like that. So
sweet.
Help us out.
So you don't miss a single episode. You can also join our Discord. And you can follow us on Twitter at wokenbokepod and Instagram at wokenbokepodcast to get updates on the podcast every week. And you can also reach out to our Gmail, wokenbokepodcast@gmail.com with your questions, comments, and suggestions, and we will read them on the show. And links to all of these, by the way, are listed in the show description. So if you're lost, you're like, what the fuck am I doing? What is my life? There you go. You can find them there. Should we crack open? I don't know if there's anything you wanted to get to immediately, but I'm trying to crack open maybe this email.
No, go for it.
We have 3 emails. 2 of them we're going to save for Max, and one of them is in response to an episode that Tony and I just did, the previous episode. So we will get to those. The other emails are from Ian and Blake. So if you guys are listening, hang tight. When Max gets back, we will read those. This is the subject line of this one is in response to Epi 153. We have an Epi response. This comes from Daniel. Hey guys, Dan again. Just wanted to email and share some of my takes on what you guys talked about last episode. I know I'm going to sound like a Marvel fanboy, which I swear I'm not, but I think we take Marvel too seriously. Here we go. Before Infinity War, I never went into a Marvel movie thinking it was going to be amazing. Okay. Just saw them as fun superhero movies that are just entertaining. Although I don't watch all the Fast and Furious movies like I do Marvel movies, but I feel like you watch these movies to just be entertained. And if it turns out to be an actual good film, then cool. I think Infinity War, Endgame, and No Way Home really raised the bar, and now Marvel Disney is going back to their shitty fun movies so that later they can have a big serious team up and wow audiences. Wow. So later they'll do that. Depending on how we're putting that on ice, the good stuff. Depending on how you consume movies and TV, it can be hard to actually enjoy Marvel. In my opinion, it's a turn off my brain type scenario. You know, that Vigi Stimmy-ish. Well, that's the most important part of this email. That's the thing I want to address first. I honestly like She-Hulk for how self-aware it is, but you can definitely tell they try to win over the younger audiences with cheap pop culture catchphrases and gags. Rambling here, but WandaVision was actually dope. Loki was actually dope. And boy, Star Wars Clone Wars was crazy dope, so y'all sleeping on that one. If you want a reason why Clone Wars was actually good, look it up on YouTube or don't, because you can take my opinion as fact. Winky face. P.S. Disney stinks and doesn't want to take risks, so we get shit for children. Love you guys. Bye. We love you too, Daniel. The thing I want to address is you're saying it's a turn off my brain type shit for Vigi Stimmy purposes, but it doesn't look good. So what's the point? There's no Vigi to stim.
There's so many points that I want to attack.
Yeah, go ahead. Unleash.
Loki was not good. I'm sorry.
Right.
It was bad. It was completely underwhelming. And the concept of, I've said this like a few times, and I think I even got it from somewhere else, but I like reworded it. But it's like, God of Mischief, he's working for time traveling space cops. And it's like the most boring, unimaginative show you could possibly make with that premise.
Right.
They're walking around. There's Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, fucking like, you know, retro future like station that they're in, whatever their time cop space is. And, you know, they walk around on a CGI purple rock planet. They go to like locations like a Walmart, a Renaissance fair tent. They go to Pompeii for like 30
exciting.
Seconds. Oh. And it's very, very green screened. Yeah, I hated it. I hated every second of it.
Yeah. I hate it.
Fuck. The fight scenes were so bad. Yeah, jeez. Almost nothing positive to say about it. Tom Hiddleston's a good actor. I don't even know why Owen Wilson was in it.
Wow.
They bring up he's like, yeah, jet skis. Like, I've always wanted to ride one. And then they never even pay that off.
Like that's his fixation is with jet skis type shit.
Yeah, they make a point out of it, and they can't even get a clip of him riding on a jet ski at the end, like happily ever after. It's like
no payoff.
Fuck off. Yeah.
No payoff whatsoever. Wow, that's shite.
Yeah. Absolute doggy doo-doo. So I'm sorry.
Absolute doggy doo-doo.
WandaVision was pretty cool actually for like the first 6 or 7 episodes.
Yeah, and then it got clunky.
Yeah, and pretty much anything that happened outside of the you know, her hex or whatever, like the humans, they were not very good. And then the you know, freaking Agatha looked like a hocus pocus, you know, or like a bewitched, or what are those? No, what am I thinking of? Hocus Pocus?
Yeah,
with those 3 goofy looking witches.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, she looked like straight out of that. Terrible. The impression you did that one time. You're like, only the witch who cast the rune made
yeah,
something like that.
Only the witch who, exactly. Only the witch who made the runes controls the rune. It's just like,
just like that. And I'm like, bruh, they nailed Wanda in Age of Ultron with like her glitchy horror vibes, and then they come out with this, and it's just like, I don't know, like Power Ranger villain aesthetics, you know?
Right.
And then they have a giant battle in the sky, which is just energy beam hits energy beam.
Right.
And it bored me to tears. So, or to sleep, perhaps even.
The only thing cool about that was Vision versus Vision. That was
gas.
That was
cool.
dope.
And him talking to himself about that and about the ship, where it's like, if you take every piece off of it one by one, eventually it's not even the same ship or something like that. Very profound. Very profound.
Very profound. I also think this idea that like, oh, we take Marvel too seriously. You don't have to. Things can be good and unserious. Like, they don't have to be serious in tone to be good. Like,
right, to get to his main
I take them
point.
seriously to the extent that they spend millions and millions of dollars on these things and market the ever living shit out of them. So I take them serious in the sense that they propose that I should be watching them or that they're worth watching. That's about as serious as I take them. And then it's like, okay, you've made shit here. You've made crap.
Right.
This is just like ass.
To put Iron Man 1, Winter Soldier, Infinity War, Guardians of the Galaxy, Endgame, Guardians of the Galaxy 1. There's only about like 8 or 9 Marvel movies that I think are like great movies, you know? The rest I think are like either mid or pretty bad, you know? It's like probably like thirds, you know? There's only
if I had to choose 5 Marvel movies, like the 5 that I think are actually good. Let me look. List of cinematic universe films. Let me see. Films. I'd probably say Iron Man 1, The Avengers, like skip Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, First Avenger, like all those are just okay. If not
the
that
best
great.
one I think is Captain America. Out of that, I thought it was, I watched it last year at some point.
The first one or the second one?
Yeah, the first one. Out of
maybe.
those ones, it was the best.
In terms of like kind of like being kind of like a unique looking, interesting world.
Yeah.
Like Iron Man, Avengers, Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, and then I would just put fucking I would just smush Infinity War and Endgame together. All the other ones you can keep them. Like
Doctor Strange one, that'd be up there for me.
Doctor Strange is okay. It's like not that interesting from a character standpoint. He's just kind of like Dormammu. You have to stop. Like it's just
Yeah, but it was just like I feel like that's Doctor Strange 1. They're how are they going to translate him to the big
right?
To the
yeah,
big
they did a
screen?
good job.
I think they did a good job.
Yeah,
the Vigi-Stimu was on point.
The Vigi-Stimu was on point.
Yeah, and the characters were, there was
out of the ones out of these that I'd say are good, I'd probably say Iron Man, the first Captain America, the Avengers. Iron Man 3 was like cool in some ways, but I'm not going to say that's a good movie.
Yeah,
Winter Soldier was good. Guardians of the Galaxy was good. Ultron was
Oh yeah,
Ant-Man was I remember liking Ant-Man, but I've never like rewatched it or anything.
Right, I liked it, but it'd be outside my top 10.
Civil War was okay. I know that's considered like one of the better ones, but it's just so flat looking in a lot of ways.
It is flat looking. It had some good action though.
It had some good action. It had some interesting story with like Tony Stark's parents being murdered by Bucky Barnes or whatever. That was interesting. Mm-hmm. Doctor Strange was to me. It was solid for what it was. Guardians 2
I did not like it all.
I do like the Guardians movies. I don't mind that one. Spider-Man Homecoming thought was okay. Thor Ragnarok and like all these are Black Panther Like Black Panther's kind of like Captain America 1, where it kind of like sets up a really different world, and that's kind of interesting, but that's about it. And then Infinity War Endgame are the two. That's the best Marvel movie. You combine those two together, that's the best movie in my opinion. That's the point of watching it. Is Far From Home was so yeah, man, there's really not that many of them that are even that good. They're just successful. Right. They just serve, those moments like Endgame and Infinity War, which I don't know if we're going to get another moment like that, because the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars I don't see them having a cast that's as exciting to see together, especially since the novelty's worn off. We know you can make cinematic universe. Like, we know you can do it. The novelty has worn off. So I don't know. Eternals was the only other one that I thought was interesting. I liked Eternals. It was so weird looking. It was shot in this completely different way. It's like this low light, weird naturalistic style with this slingshotting camera. They're like gods. They're not like fucking little fucking dweebs, they're fucking gods, and they've been living for thousands of years. Like, that was interesting, but Chloe Zhao is not going to get another shot at making Eternals, I don't think so.
Probably not.
I don't know, man. We'll see. Black Panther comes out at the end of the year. And then next year is Ant-Man and the Wasp 2, Guardians 3. There's 2 Ant-Man and the Wasp. Well, it's Ant-Man 3, I guess.
Yeah.
And then Guardians 3, The Marvels, Blade, Captain America New World Order, and then the Thunderbolts. And it's just like, dude, you don't even have a good foundation. You're already making all these like extra movies. I don't know, man. I really don't know. Fantastic Four comes out 2024. New World Order, Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four all come out in 2024, which is a lot. But it seems like they're really riding on Fantastic Four being good. So we will see.
We will see about that. But to circle back around, the argument of like, oh, it's, you're not supposed to like turn your brain off. It's just, like you're judging it too seriously. It's like, well, no, it's a movie. And Marvel's made really good, like acclaimed movies. So I'm going to judge them all by that standard,
I'm going to judge them by the standard of Infinity War and Endgame. Which, it's funny, when I saw Infinity War, I was like, that wasn't even that good. I gave it like a 3.5. I was like, that was like whatever. But then it's like, when Infinity War comes out and you really like weigh it against all the other movies, it's like, all right, Infinity War is probably one of the better ones. It just felt like, I don't know. Whatever, man. You know what I mean? Fucking whatever. And it's like, turn your brain off. It's like, I just saw Barbarian last night. Like, that's a movie where you should turn your brain off and just have fun. And just like, oh, this is a horror movie. Like that, horror movies, like that's the type of shit I think you should like turn your brain off to watch. But that's just moi. Hold on a second. Yeah. So I don't know, man.
No. If Marvel has made really good movies, so I'm going to hold them by that standard. I'm not just going to be like, well, you guys, you're just making these for funsies. So
yeah,
no big deal if there's like really bad elements to them,
right?
No big deal. Biggest entertainment company in the history of the known universe.
Right. Speaking of entertainment, you've been watching Ringy Powie and Howsy Draggy, as it says here on the notes. So give us a little compare contrast of those two programs.
So in Howsy Draggy, there in the most recent episode, there was incest.
Yeah. I've heard about this. It seems like House of Dragon has a little bit more buzz right now than Rings of Power.
No, it certainly does. There was like a whole ass orgy in this latest episode. No, Jesus. That's not episode 4 because that comes out if you're listening when we premiere this Monday, it came out last night, but I'm talking about episode 3.
Of Housey Draggy.
Of Housey Draggy.
Right.
So, was that episode 4? It might be episode 5 that comes out tonight or last night if you're listening to this.
I don't even know.
Losing track. I think it is actually episode 5. Yeah, it is. Because It either is or it isn't. But this latest episode, it didn't really have a ton of action, but it was very packed full of breasts and
Great, dude.
and there's like some orgies going on.
Is the story interesting in House of Dragon? Oh, like the plot.
No, yeah, it was the latest episode was my least favorite, but it was, compelling, and every scene, felt like it was moving the plot forward or saying something. In contrast to Rings of Power, where, like, for example, Nori, the Frodo Hobbit parallel. What would you call it? Is that what you would say that? Parallel? Yeah. Analog. She
analogy, maybe you're thinking?
Yeah. And yeah.
It's more of a parallel, sure.
Parallel, yeah. Like, so many of her scenes are just like treading the same, they're just going, it's her friend being like, Nori, you can't go out and explore the big world. You know how dangerous that is. And it just like...
She's like, oh, but I have to. I'm too whimsically adventurous.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I'm like, how many scenes are we going to get of that?
Yeah.
And it just keeps happening. And
that's already kind of seeming like that is probably the sore spot for Rings of Power. Everything else is kind of interesting.
I would say also Galadriel, the actress, is just annoying. Like, she's just like this, like, she's constantly, like, sniveling and like fucking not sniveling. I don't even, because that's like,
she's very serious all the time. She's very like focused.
She's constantly, she's constantly saying everything. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe she's just not that good of an actress, but she just comes off super annoying to me. Yeah. So
I gotta watch the next two episodes, because the first two really did a lot to set up an intriguing world. Where they go with it plot wise is what I'm interested about, because it's only going to be 8 episodes, 10 episodes.
I think it's 10.
How many episodes that is me? Rings of Power? It says 3. It's like, dude, I know there's more than 3, dude. Come on, there's got to be more, dude. Yeah, Rings of Power. Let us see. Yeah. Oh, there's going to be 9. Sounds like
9. Okay.
No, there's going to be 8.
9 rings for
for the race of men. Above all else, desire power. Yeah, it's like IMDb reviews aren't like super accurate, but I feel like they do give you some idea of how good a show is. Like. Per episode, and all these are at 7.3, which is like, it's the rating equivalent of expelling nose out of my ear. Dude, that comment on my TikTok that made me die laughing was like, you are merely a jester for my amusement to expel hair out of my nose once a week.
Yeah,
that fucking made me die laughing.
Some other negatives about it.
Some other downsides to the show.
Yeah, some other things I fucking hated about it. I think the most recent episode, Galadriel is like taken out of a prison cell by like 4 guards, and then she just like psych, and she like starts attacking them, and like you see her do one move, and then it cuts away to her friend and another guy. And then it cuts back to her, and she somehow like got all 4 of the prison guards into a cell and like locks them in there. And I'm like, well, that fucking sucked.
Spoilers, dude. Seriously. Just kidding. Well, that fucking sucked.
She like grabs one of their she grabs one of their swords and like pushes one, and then 2 seconds later, after it cuts away and back, she somehow got all 4 of them. She's just like, you're all in there.
It is a very different Galadriel than the one we see in the film series.
Well, it's fine. Like, make her a badass action hero, but like,
I'm saying like that's kind of interesting or like funny, and not necessarily in a good way. That it's
I don't think
it's
a
like
good idea,
in the movie she's like extremely wise, and it's almost like she can tell the future, knows your past, knows your mind, can read your mind, and then she's just like she's a really determined sort of like just hero. And it's like, okay, I guess she grows into that kind of disposition. Which I like her so far, but yeah, I gotta keep watching that show to really, because like I said, I liked it, but it's about what you do once you've got my attention. And is it building towards something interesting? Because we talked about this last episode. Game of Thrones, it felt like it was building towards something interesting. Like it was continuing to build a world, to build tension throughout this universe. Rings of Power, I at least know what it builds to. It builds to Celebrimbor making the rings and Sauron taking over, and then Isildur killing him. Like, we know that. But will it be done in an exciting fashion? Who knows? Will we get another good TV show ever? Who knows?
We will. Don't worry. It's okay.
It'd be cool if we did.
Someday. I would say...
someday more.
What was I going to say? I don't know. In the most recent episode, there's like, some really flashy fight scenes with... what's his name? Arendir? The elf of color.
The black elf? Yes.
They're very flashy. He's doing like aerial fucking corkscrews and jumping over a warg.
Sick.
And the whole fight scene with the orcs was not that great. They're really... The whole show just like honestly kind of reeks of like CW level sort of scene direction and action and just directing in general, but with like a veneer, like a shiny coat of like gloss on it, Yeah,
I mean, I started that third episode, and it's like Galadriel arrives at like a town for men, for humans.
Numenor, yeah.
And it's like amazing looking. Like they do that wide shot, and it's like, wow, this looks like better than fucking movies do. Like the CGI in this is incredible. But then it's like, oh, Flatfoot, you've got to make sure you don't fucking travel past the berry patch and get eaten by a wolf. Like, it's just like, yeah, we'll see. We will see. If I think if the fucking first season of this show isn't like a hit, they are fucked. I mean, this cost $710 million to make, so.
Yeah, they're signed to, they want to do 5 seasons.
5 seasons, so like $5 billion. It's going to go into this.
Yeah,
listen, and folks, it's up to them what they do with their billions.
Yeah, and I, I've watched some like more in-depth reviews, and they're drastically changing stuff, and they kind of have to because they only have the rights to the appendices. They don't have the rights to anything in the Silmarillion or the Hobbit or the Lord of the Rings books.
Wait, really? That's crazy.
I know. So they have Gandalf in the show, it seems like, but they can't call him that.
So you're gonna spend $5 billion on a 5-season series based on the appendices? That's it?
Yeah, and they have to like fluff it up, and like all these characters don't, they're not part of it, like Nori and her whole crew.
Good luck.
Yeah, and
good luck to you.
Arendir, and yeah,
the Harfoots.
The Harfoots, yeah, they are completely fabric. I mean, those are a real race or whatever, but they're not. They have nothing to do with like this part of history. Yeah, dude. Same with Gandalf, who is now in the show but not named. Gandalf.
So that guy is Gandalf.
We're pretty sure. Like, yeah, people are pretty sure it's him. But they can't call him that. The what?
He is a Maya.
Yeah. I don't know what that means, but I agree with it.
I'm gonna fucking just watch like Lord of the. I found on our, because we share a Wokenboke YouTube account. I found like an account that just does summaries of like Tolkien lore, and I'm like, hell yeah! So I'm just gonna watch that shit.
Yeah,
just gonna watch that shit. I have to take a fucking fat shit, to be quite honest. I know we're not even at an hour yet, but is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
You want to just sit here in silence for like 5 minutes till we hit that hour?
Not particularly.
Oh.
Sorry.
Well, I would say, let's see.
My ass. Comics and manga. What have you been reading comics wise? You just wrote my ass on that section.
Look at this big fatty right here.
Oh, I can see that. Can you hold that up for the folks at home? What the flip is that? Swamp Thing. Is that Alan Moore?
No, it's not. It's a newer one from 2011 by Scott Snyder. I want to get the Alan Moore ones, but
why is there that much for Swamp Thing?
This is the whole run. So like in 2011, they like relaunched everything. It was called the New 52.
Oh, I remember that.
So, yeah,
because that's when I tried to get into comics again.
Mm-hmm. And this was that whole run. It only went for like 40 though, but it was written by Scott Snyder, who did, you know, some say the best Batman run, where he like introduced like the Court of Owls and stuff like that.
Wow.
No, it's pretty sick though. Like it's got ridiculous art in it. Like, let me see if I can find one real quick.
Dude, I remember the New 52. That was really exciting when that happened. Like, they were just like, yeah.
It's like not normal comic book art, you know. It's
wow.
Yeah, it's got some crazy shit going
on.
And I've been reading this Batman.
Which one is that?
Officer Down. Gordon just got shot, and they're trying to figure out who did it.
God damn it.
Yeah, they haven't found out yet, but they will. I'm pretty confident.
I think secrets shall be revealed upon further time spent.
Yeah, I've been reading a bunch. You know, I have a ton of Batman, so I've just been reading through it in chrono order, and I just like put the soundtrack from the new movie on like pretty low, but I let it play while I'm reading, and it really sets the mood. I'm like, damn, this is really happening right now.
What the Batman soundtrack?
Yeah,
that's
the Nirvana song. You know,
somewhere away.
Yeah, you gotta put it low because the words can distract you. But yeah, it's nice.
Turn the page right now. Read the next page.
So,
is there
I've been, gripping through stuff?
Is there any comics or manga perhaps you're trying to read next? Apart from that,
you know, I really want to start reading One Punch Man because who knows when the next season's coming, if it does come. But I really want to see what happens next in that story.
Yeah. Are you got a fly harassing you? There's 26.
Yeah, a little gnat.
26 vols, it looks like.
It's not too bad. It's still going too.
Yeah.
You know, I
got to finish reading Berserk and Watchmen again. I started Watchmen again. Fucking awesome. But I got back from Dallas and I was just like, PS5 time.
Yeah.
So I've only been watching movies and playing PS5. Yeah, I want to beat Ghost of Tsushima, and then I want to start playing Horizon Forbidden West, the only PS5 game I actually have. So
sounds like a really good plan.
Yeah,
to be honest.
And then Modern Warfare 2 beta, I think, comes out for us. Open beta comes out like today or tomorrow or Monday, Tuesday, or next weekend. It's free for everyone at the very least. I just didn't want to pre-order it. I didn't want to put that cash down yet. I mean, I'll get it, but it's going to come out like next month. So I'm not going to buy it.
No rush. I'm going to enjoy
it's like, it's not like a thing where it's like, you got to secure your copy. It's like just buy it day of. Doesn't
right. Yeah. It's funny. The current Warzone is going to continue getting like updated regularly because the new one's only for next gen consoles. But it's just
really,
yeah,
interesting.
It's like, yeah, I probably won't ever play it again, but like,
I don't know why anyone would. But
yeah,
okay. Anyways, folks, that's gonna do it for us. A little Woken Boke ep. Max will be on next week, I'm pretty sure. So stay tuned for that. Please send us emails if you're watching.
Please.
We love the prompts you give us and chatting about your takes and shit like that. So hit us up.
Even if they're completely wrong.
Yeah, sometimes, sometimes a little wrong. But look, I will talk to you guys next week. Appreciate y'all. Woken Boke forever, motherfuckers. Peace the fuck out.